Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you find yourself watching this video. I hope you will enjoy this presentation from SDG Replays. My name is Kent, and we're going to continue in our play with Digital Diamond Baseball. Yesterday, I posted a video that had an exciting game between these same teams that you're seeing on your screen today, and that's between the 1979 Pittsburgh Pirates visiting the 1979 Houston Astros. Yesterday's game was a matchup between pitchers Bruce Keyson and J.R. Richard. Both pitchers pitched extremely well. J.R. Richard allowed 2 runs, but he struck out 9. He was outdueled, though, by Bruce Keyson, who pitched a no-hitter. He did not pitch a perfect game, but he struck out 11 and allowed 5 base runners as he walked 4 and then had a hits batman. But I had my first no-hitter in any game I've played. So a great pitcher's duel between Keyson and J.R. Richard that saw the Pittsburgh Pirates take a 2-0 win, improving their record to 8-4. And they're a half game back in their division. The Astros fell to 7-7. So today's matchup, we'll find, again, 2 good pitchers, both of them 2-0. Ken Forsch will be on the mound for the Houston Astros, and he has been stellar so far in this season, as he has a 1.69 ERA and a 2-0 record. Control's not been the best, as he's had 6 strikeouts as opposed to 7 walks, but just not allowing many men on the bases. Blyleven himself is also at 2-0. But let's get into this game, and I'm going to be doing something a little differently today. I'm going to be rolling and manually entering the dice rolls. I think that makes it a little bit more immersive for me. Let me make sure I have that set up here in the system. Check options. Yep, manual dice rolls. So we're good to go as we're going to get into this game. Ken Forsch again is at a 1.69 ERA and with a .9 whip. And in 26 2/3 inning, he's 2-0 with 6 strikeouts and 7 walks. And so Forsch will be on the mound, and I'll just give the lineup as we go. And we'll get into this game. Leading off for the Pittsburgh Pirates will be center fielder Omar Marino. The lefty so far in this season is batting .277, just slightly below his .79 average, with 1 home run and 4 RBI. So let's get the ball a-rolling here. Let's go. So 7:56. It's going to be 7:65. We're going to read the red, white, and green. And why those colors? It's the only ones I have. So leading off is Marino with a roll of 7.65. Marino steps up, Forsch deals, and he strokes one to center field, a solid line drive and a leadoff hit by Marino. And since Marino has a 67% chance, if you could read those, that's his chance to get the lead for the steals, and he's got a 79% chance to steal. So we are going to try to send Marino, and to do that, he's going to have to be 67 or under, 670 or under to get the steal. So we'll click on that and give the roll. And he will not on that roll of 851. Now we got to see if he gets back safely. Get the right roll number in. And quick turn and throw to first, but Marino gets back safely, but he will not be able to steal as Phil Garner now steps to the plate, batting .244 with 3 RBIs in this early season. That's $3.99. Here's the pitch from Forsch. It's fly ball to center field. Cedeno underneath it, and then puts it away for out number 1, and Marino will stay put. But as Parker steps into the batter's box and Forsch goes into his windup, Marino again is going to attempt to steal. And you see, rolling for the lead is anything 670 or under, and he will get the lead. And this time he will on the roll of 3-3-7. And he gets the lead. Now the attempt to steal anything under 786. And he will not. They will gun him down, it looks like, in that roll of 986 as he breaks for second. Ashby comes up with the throw, and it's in time. They get him, so they take a runner off the base pass, and we now have 2 outs, and Dave Parker stepping to the plate. Parker batting .261 with 4 home runs and 7 RBIs in these 12 games. Here's the pitch and the roll. 804. And Parker steps up. Forsch delivers. It's a ground ball to the right field for a base hit. Cut off by Poole. And Parker's in with a single. That's going to bring up Pop Stargell. Stargell batting .333 with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. Parker taking a slight lead on first as Stargell steps in. Here's the pitch from Forsch as he brings the pitch. Stargell hits it to second. Howell with it over to first, and that's 3 up. Excuse me, that's no runs, 2 hits, and a man left on as we go to the bottom of the first. And on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Bert Blyleven. So far in the season, 2.53 ERA with a 1.36 whip. He's 2-0 with 13 strikeouts and 10 walks. Coming to the plate for the Houston Astros is Terry Poole. The lefty playing right field is batting .373 with a home run and 11 RBIs. If you'll notice to the right, you have the light pink and green chart. If you see with Poole, anything 64.9 and below is going to be an out. Anything above that, and he'll be on base. Blyleven looking to bring the pitch. And the roll is a 974, and that's bad news for Blyleven as Poole steps in. Here's the pitch. And he hits it into right field. It's a bullet past first base. Too hot for Stargell to handle. Parker chases it down, but Poole is on his way for second with a leadoff double, and we have a runner in scoring position already here in the first as Craig Reynolds steps to the plate, batting .217 with 4 RBIs as Blyleven toes the rubber and goes into the windup. And here is the roll. It's an 049, and that's going to be a nasty pitch brought by Blyleven as he toes the rubber and brings the pitch. Strike 3 as he blows one by Reynolds, and he doesn't even get the bat off his shoulder for out number 1. So that'll bring up Cesar Cedeno batting .238 with 2 RBIs. As he comes to the plate, Poole takes a slight lead off of second. And here is the roll. 885. And the delivery from Blyleven. Cedeno. After bluffing to second, he brings the pitch. The 885 roll. And sets, delivers. It's a wild pitch. Blyleven misses badly. And Puel moves to third. And so with one out, we have a runner on third. And I'm going to speed up the play a little since I am entering the dice. I need a little bit quicker there. So Puel moves to third as Blyleven, wild pitch. That brings up Cesar Cedeno. And Cedeno looking to move the runner in on the roll of 563. It's hit on the ground towards first. Stargell up with it, hustles to the bag, but Puel will be brought in. So it's an RBI ground out. But now Houston up 1-0 here in the first. Next up, Jose Cruz, batting .245 with 6 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. And Cruz swings on. It's hit. And that was a little too quick for me to know what was going on. Let me back that up a little bit. I'm going to have to slow that down a little bit. So it swung on and hit to short right at Foley, and that retires Cruz. Apologize for that. I just got to get the speed right with these rolls. Very fast is too fast for me to be able to pick up what's going on. So we go to the second now with Houston up 1-0, and John Milner coming to the plate. He's coming into this game batting .174 with 2 RBIs as he faces Forsch. Milner steps in. Here is the pitch. And Milner will take a hack at it. Delivered by Forsch. He pops it up. There's a little bit of confusion on who's going to get it, but Howe eventually calls for it and waves the others off for the first out. And that'll bring up Ed Ott to the plate. The catcher's batting .417, swinging a hot bat with a home run and 3 RBIs. Swinging the bat well is Ott as Forsch toes the rubber. And brings the pitch. And Forsch at the belt. Slap to third. Cabell fields it, drills it over to Watson at first for out number 2, and that'll bring Rennie Stennett to the plate. Stennett batting .270 with a home run and 4 RBIs. Forsch with the delivery. And Stennett lifted it to left. Jose Cruz makes the catch for out number 3. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. So we go to the bottom of the second with Houston up 1-0. Due up for Houston, Enos Cabell, Bob Watson, and Art Howe. Cabell stepping to the plate as Blyleven gets his warm-up, tosses in. Cabell with nobody down because he's the first hitter of the inning. 7:56. As Cabell steps in, gets the pitch from Blyleven, swung on, hit in the left field. It's a bullet toward third base as Garner can't come up with it, makes its way into the outfield. Milner cuts it off, holding Cabell to a single, but it's a leadoff hit for Enos Cabell as Bob Watson now comes to the plate, batting .340 with 2 RBIs. Cabell takes a slight lead off of first. And the roll of 809 from Watson. Big hole on the right side. Pitches it away. It's hit to Milner in left field. It's past Garner. Milner comes up with it quickly. Fires it back in to Watson. To hold Watson, to that single. And Cabell will not move past second as we have 2 on now with no outs. And Blyleven getting himself into a jam as Art House steps up, batting .212 with 12 RBIs. 12 RBIs and 2 home runs. So a lot of RBIs by Howe as here comes the pitch. And that's a 9-3-7 as Howe steps up. And gets one to hit from Bert Blyleven, who is struggling here in the bottom of the second. Cranks, fires, and is slapped into center field for a base hit. Coming over to get it is Marino, and that's a single for Howe. Marino might have a play, strong throw to Ott, but he can't get the tag down in time. So that's another run scored. Coming from second was Enos Cabell, and down to third goes Watson, and Howe takes second on the throw as we have runners on second and third with a run scored. It's now 2-0 with no outs. And coming up next is Alan Ashby. Watson parked on third. Howe leads off second. And here is the pitch from Blyleven. Blyleven into the windup and the pitch. And he struck him out. Ashby goes down swinging for out number 1, a much needed out for Bert Blyleven. And that's going to bring the pitcher Forsch to the plate. Forsch batting .111 in his plate appearances. Watson parked on third. Howe at second. Here is the delivery. Oops. And Howe will get to swing away. Hit to Garner at third. It's a bit of confusion. Garner calls for it. It's a high pop-up, and it's an out. And that will not score the run as Bert Blyleven hopefully is going to get himself out of this jam. But Puel steps back up. He entered the game hitting .373 with a home run and 11 RBIs. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. And I'm not doing Blyleven any favors with that roll of 981. Puel swinging, hits it heavy and hard. It's in the gap in left center. Milner's on the dead run. He reaches up. He can't get to it. It's off the wall for a double. Watson scores and Howe scores. 2 more runs coming across here in the bottom of the second, and is now a 4-0 Houston lead as Bert Blyleven is getting rung up early here in Houston. Now to the plate, Craig Reynolds. Comes in batting .217, 2 down, and a runner on second. Here's the pitch. This time, it looks like a good roll for Blyleven as Reynolds steps up. The pitch from Blyleven. It's a dribbler toward first. Stargell has it. He steps on the bag, or tosses to Blyleven, but for out 3. But that's 3 runs on 4 hits and left a man on. So we go to the top of the 3rd with Houston up 4-0 on Pittsburgh. And coming up to the plate for the Pirates is Tim Foley. And he's hitless on the season. He has been on base, but yet to get a hit. As Foley steps in, here's the delivery from Forsch. And the pitch comes. Foley with a good eye. Way outside, he walks him, so we have a runner on as the pitcher Blyleven comes to plate. The corner's coming in, and they know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay down the bunt with Blyleven. If you see this reading on his card, he's got an 85% chance for the bunt. The corners, if corners hadn't come in, it would have been even higher. It probably would have been 95% because I believe with corners coming in, that drops it down to 10 points. So Blyleven will lay down the bunt. So let's get his roll to see if that's going to be successful. And that roll does not bode well for Blyleven. Had an 85% chance, and I roll a 908. So he's going to try to lay down the bunt. And it gets down, but it's a poor bunt toward the pitcher. Forsch up with it, fires it to second to Art Howe, and gets the lead runner. Blyleven is on, but his sacrifice bunt come up empty as now Blyleven on first. Marino up to the plate. Marino's 1 for 1 on the day. Blyleven at first as Marino steps to the plate. Forsch with the delivery. Line hard to second. Howe handles it as he catches the line drive for the out. Blyleven gets back to first safely, and that'll bring up Phil Garner. Garner 0 for 1 on the day as Blyleven takes a slight lead off of first. Phil Garner swinging away. Forsch checks Blyleven. The pitch is on the way. It's a shot to right field, but Puel is there to pull it in. No runs, no hits, and a man left on. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd with Houston still up 4-0. And Blyleven hoping to get a little better inning as he's allowed runs in each inning so far. As Cesar Cedeno steps to the plate, 0 for 1 on the day. Due up is Cedeno, Cruz, and Cabell. And here comes the delivery. Blyleven into the windup and the pitch. And he strikes him out as Cedeno whiffs on a hard slider from Blyleven, and that'll bring up Jose Cruz. Cruz 0 for 1 on the day as Blyleven brings the pitch. And here's the pitch from Blyleven. Cruz digs in. It's low for ball 4, so Blyleven will walk Cruz. That's his first walk of the day. And that'll bring up Enos Cabell. Cruz safely on first with the free pass. And Enos Cabell stepping up to bat. 1-for-1 on the day. Cruz parked on first. And this is the delivery from Blyleven. 4-6-0. Blyleven delivers, swung on. It's a little roller behind the mound. Stennett will make the play, tosses over to Stargell for the out, and Cruz makes his way to second. So a runner in scoring position on second with 2 outs as Bob Watson comes to the plate. 1-for-1 on the day with a run scored. And Cruz taking a slight lead as Watson steps up. The roll of 4.56. So Watson will take his swing at it as Blyleven brings the pitch. It's lifted into left field, but Milner is right there as a bullet hit to left field. So no runs, no hits, and 1 man left on base as we go to the 4th with Houston up 4-0. And coming to the plate, Dave Parker. Parker 1-for-1 on the day as Ken Forsch looks at the Cobra, Dave Parker, as Dave Parker steps in. And the roll is 6.82. It looks like Forsch is going to have a little control issues as he brings the pitch to Parker. And it works out a walk, ball 4. So Parker safely on. And his lead chance is slim, but he has a 83% chance of stealing. Let's see if he can get the lead on this roll. Anything under 325 and he'll get the lead. And he does on the roll of 158. So Parker gets the lead. The last time they tried to steal a base, though, Ashby was good from behind the plate. Not this time, though, on the roll of 0-6-2. Parker breaks for second as Forsch goes into the windup. It's a daring lead. Throw by Ashby is a good one, but Parker beats it out for a stolen base. And with no outs, we have a runner now in scoring position in Parker on second as Willie Stargell steps to the plate. Stargell 0-for-1 on the day. And the roll of 176 will still have Stargell hitless unless there's an error. The pitch is on the way. It's hit to first. Watson grabs it, hustles to the bag ahead of Stargell for the out, but that will move Dave Parker over to third. So it was a good hit by Stargell that allowed Parker to move over, effectively a bunt, as Parker's now 90 feet away and John Milner stepping to the plate. Milner 0-for-1 on the day. And a roll of 5-7-7. Here's the pitch from Forsch as Parker takes a slight lead on third. The pitch is hit into center field to Cedeno. He's going back. He makes the catch. And will Parker go? Tagging from third is Parker. There's a play at the plate. It's going to be close to slide. And he's safe. And he scores for the first run for the Pirates. Our score now is 4-1. Houston, as it's 2 outs, and Ed Ott coming to the plate, still swinging a pretty hot bat. He's 0-for-1 on the day, but he's batting .400 on the season. As Ken Forsch brings the pitch. And Ott looking to get it into play. He does as he hits a little number in front of the plate. Ashby up with it over to first. And that's going to be 1 run on no hits and nobody left on base. And after 3.5, it's Houston 4, Pittsburgh 1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. And Art Howe stepping to the plate. Due up is Howe, Ashby, and Forsch. Art Howe stepping up. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. Oops. Should be 261, not 216. Here is the pitch and the delivery from Blyleven. It's lifted into left field. A high fly ball out to left field. Milner backs up slightly and pulls it in for out number 1. And coming to the plate now will be Alan Ashby, who's 0 for 1 on the day. Ashby is batting .268 on the season. 1 out. Ashby adjusts his gloves for a moment. And here is the pitch. 407. Pitch to Ashby. As Ashby looks to step in. Blyleven at the belt. He swung on. Hard line drive. It's right at Stargell, who makes the play. Alan Ashby is out number 2. And that brings up the pitcher, Ken Forsch. One of the things I like about this game is it plays the percentages. You can look down the right side there of those percentages, and it's basically going to tell you what the outcome of the play is going to be. You just need to let it play out in front of you. As Ken Forsch now steps to the plate, you can see from 0 to 796 is going to be an out for Forsch, and anything else he'll get on base. As Ken Forsch steps in, nobody on, 2 down, bottom of the 4th. And it's a roll of 252. And then, barring an error, this is going to be the end of the inning for Blyleven as he makes the delivery. Forsch winds and fires. Strike 3 as Forsch gets rung up. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. As we go to the top of the 5th with Houston up 4-1. And due up for Pittsburgh is Rennie Stennett, Tim Foley, and Bert Blyleven. Stennett coming to the plate. He came into the game hitting .270 with a home run and 4 RBIs. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch from Forsch. If I can get a hold of the die. It's a roll of 138. And the pitch from Forsch on the way. Hit to first base. Watson grabs it. He out-hustles Stennett to the bag for out number 1. And that's going to bring up Tim Foley. Foley hitless on the day. He walked his first time up. 1 out here in the top of the 5th as Forsch goes into the windup. Here's the delivery. Tim Foley as Forsch brings the pitch. Hit in the air in center field. Cedeno settles underneath it easily, pulls it in for out number 2, and that'll bring up Bert Blyleven. 2 outs as Blyleven steps to the plate. He fouled up a bunt attempt earlier. He got on, but blew the sacrifice bunt as Forsch now looking to ring up his counterpart. And here is the delivery to Blyleven. That roll of 8-12 with 2 outs. Anybody else, that would have probably been a hit, but with Blyleven, it just lifts it into center field, but right to Reynolds. So no runs, no hits, and nobody left on base as we go to the bottom of the 5th with Houston up 4-1. So due up for Houston will be Terry Puel. I don't know if that's Puel or Poole. Puel, Reynolds, and Cedeno. As Blyleven looking just to keep the lead where it's at as Puel steps in. Been hitting well. He's 2 for 2 on the day with a double and 2 RBIs and a run scored. Batting .393 is Puel. well above his 287 1979 average early in this season. Blyleven will bring the delivery. And oh my, as Terry Puel steps up, that roll is right into Terry Puel's wheelhouse as Blyleven brings the delivery. He sets, he deals. It's high fly ball into right field. Carried well. Back goes Parker. Way back, and that one is gone. Home run for Puel. As it's now 5-1. And Blyleven is letting the balls fly today, as this is simply not his day so far, as he's allowed 5 runs, walked 1 on 6 hits. He did allow that home run. So that's through 4 innings pitched. Now, Craig Reynolds steps in. Reynolds 0 for 2 on the day, batting .210. Here is the pitch. And the delivery from Blyleven. Deals. Big bouncer to first base. Stargell makes the play easily unassisted on the 3 unassisted putout. And that'll bring up Cesar Cedeno. Cedeno 0 for 2 on the day, but he did drive in a run. So he has an RBI. And here's the pitch from Blyleven. That 5-0-7 from Blyleven. No, that's a 9. 5. Oops, he did it again. I've got an odd setup here where my mic is kind of obscuring my view a little bit. So he cranks and deal. It's hit into center field. Marino gets to it easily for out number 2. So 2 down here in the 5th with Houston leading 5-1. And Jose Cruz stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. Cruz goes into his ritual outside the box. Now he's ready. He digs in. And the pitch comes 3-5-3 as Blyleven brings the pitch, rears back, fires, hit into center field, deep center field. Could be trouble, but Reno was not fooled. Gets to it for out number 3. So 1 run, 1 hit, and nobody left on for a 5-1 Houston lead as we go to the top of the 6th with our leadoff hitter, Omar Moreno, stepping to the plate. 1 for 2 on the day as Forsch brings the delivery. And the roll of 8-17. And Marino steps into the box. He delivers the pitch. It's hit into right field for a base hit. Coming over to get it is Terry Puel. So that'll be a leadoff single for Marino, who is on first. He's edging off the bag at first. Again, Marino with good speed will attempt to steal. So rolling for the lead, and he will not get it on that roll of 8-11. So it's going to be swinging away for Phil Garner as Marino is snap throw to first, but Marino gets back. And Forsch looking to deliver to Garner. The roll of 262 to Garner. Garner steps in. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball to first. He gets it as he tosses it to Forsch, covering the bag, but that will move Marino over to second as Dave Parker steps up. And again, to get a lead on second, he'll try to steal. But I now need a roll under 470 for the lead. And he will get the chance to steal the base, as that roll of 158 gives him the lead. Now, a chance of 786 or under, and he will stole the base. And it's a roll of 891. So what does that mean for Mr. Marino, as he is going to break for third? Ashby up with the throw. Marino goes. It's right on the money, and they nail Marino as he tries to steal third, as Cabell places the tag, and 2 outs now as Dave Parker digs in as we get risky on the base pass, and it comes back to bite us as Dave Parker now steps up, and watch Dave Parker hit a home run, and that'll take runs off the board as Parker digs in. Here's the pitch from Forsch, and no, that's not going to happen with the roll of 294. And the pitch from Forsch. It's a comebacker to the mound, taken by Forsch. He fires it over to Watson for out number 3. So no runs on a hit and nobody left on. And we go to the bottom of the 6th with Houston still up 5-1 here in Houston. Due up for Houston, Enos Cabell, Bob Watson, and Art Howe. As Cabell steps in, 1 for 2 on the day. Blyleven still on the mound for the Pirates. Here is the delivery. Those high rolls are going against Blyleven. That roll of 833 as Enos Cabell gets the pitch, hits it hard on the ground, past Stargell into right field. Parker gets it, tosses it in, but it's a leadoff single for Enos Cabell. As now Bob Watson is going to come to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a run scored. Cabell takes a slight lead off of first. And here is the pitch. And again, high rolls against Bert Blyleven. That roll of 939. I'm doing my team no favors with my high rolls. I can't blame it on anybody but the dice I'm rolling. As it's hit hard into left field, a line drive, base hit. Milner comes up with it, takes it on the hop. So it's a single for Watson. Taking an extra base against Milner here is unlikely. The runners will stop where they are. So Cabell hustles down to second. So with no outs, we have a runner on first and second. And Art Howe stepping to the plate. Art Howe 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI and a run scored. 1 for 2. Cabell takes his lead. Watson stretching his lead at first. And here's the pitch from Blyleven. 625. Blyleven into the windup and the pitch. It's hit to second, right where Stennett was playing. He flips it to Foley for the force and over to first in time for a double play. But Cabell will move over to third, but that's what Blyleven needed to get 2 outs now with a runner now 90 feet from run number 6. Alan Ashby steps to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day is Ashby as he's setting into the box. It's a tight situation now for Blyleven with Cabell just 90 feet away at third. Here is the pitch from Blyleven, and he brings a roll that he desperately needed as Blyleven goes into the stretch to the belt and the windup. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Ashby goes down swinging for out number 3. So no runs on 2 hits and a man left on as we now go to the top of the 7th with Houston still up 5-1 and Willie Stargell coming to the plate. Stargell 0 for 2 on the day. Entered this game batting .333 with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. Forsch on the mound still. Here is the pitch from Forsch to Stargell. That roll of 820. As Willie Stargell steps up. Delivers. Line drive. It's into right field for a base hit for Stargell. So Stargell on with a leadoff single, and that'll bring John Milner to the plate. Stargell's chances for stealing the base are only 61%, so he'll stay still. But since Milner only strikes out from 0 to 57, we're going to roll a hit and run to try to get Stargell over regardless of the hit. So we'll roll that. Let's enter the dice roll. 521. And that will not be a hit for Milner, but hopefully it'll get Stargell over. I hope it's not a line drive or that'll be a double play. Big hole on the right side. There goes Stargell. Hits it towards center field, but right at Cedeno, who stays with it to retire Milner. Stargell hustles back to first on the line out by Milner. That'll bring up Ed Ott with one on. Ott, again, we're going to go with hit and run. We're trying to get manufacture some runs, as Ott only strikes out from 0 to 96, a 9.7% chance of a strikeout, so we'll go with that. And here is the roll. 530. Can he move Stargell into scoring position? As here comes the pitch from Forsch. Stargell off the bag. Runner on the move, and he hits it right at Poole in right field, who stays with it. And Stargell again will be forced back to first, as the lineouts are not helping move anybody over. As Randy Stennett now comes to the plate. 2 outs. Stennett 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch from Forsch. And Forsch will ring up Stennett as Stennett steps in. Forsch with the windup and the delivery. And it's a shot to right field. And Puel is right there to pull it in. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Take Me Out to the Ball Game plays, and it's a 5-1 Astros lead as Bert Blyleven still on the mound as Ken Forsch steps to the plate. Here's the pitch to his counterpart as Forsch strolls to the plate. Nobody gone. Batting 111. And the roll of 677 on Forsch. Blyleven with the delivery. The pitch is on the way. It's a bouncer to third. Garner snaps it up, snags it, and throws it to nail Forsch in plenty of time for out number 1. And that'll bring up Terry Puel, that has been 3 for 3 today, a double, a home run, and 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored, as he's been a one-man wrecking crew for the Astros, as Blyleven eyes him, hoping to get a better outcome. And here is the pitch. 264, and it looks like he will get Puel this time, barring an error. Finally sit him down, as he's just been stroking the ball over the place. He hits it to Stennett, who cuts it off, and he throws to Stargell for out number 2 as Puel is finally sat down. And that'll bring up Craig Reynolds, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Reynolds steps in. 2 gone as Blyleven will deliver the pitch. Reynolds waiting. Blyleven delivers. And that's a line toward left center, but right at Stennett, and Reynolds is out as Stennett makes a leaping grab for out number 3. So no runs and no hits and nobody left on base as we go to the 8th, with Houston still up 5-1 and due up for Pittsburgh. Foley, Blyleven, and Marino. As Tim Foley stands in, he cocks his bat. Forsch looks in. No. And brings the pitch. Foley hoping to get something going here, but the roll of 0-33. Forsch willing and dealing. And the pitch is on its way. It's a chopper down to second base, but that's an easy play for Art Howe, who makes the throw over to Watson in time for the out. And out number 1. Now bring up Blyleven, but that's going to be it for him today. We got to try to get something going here. So the pitcher's going to be pulled. We're going to pinch hit a lefty, bring a lefty in, or a switch hitter. Let's see who's going to be the best. Let's look at the bench coach. And the lower the number, the better for the hitter. Alexander is at 67. Let's see what Blyleven is. He will not be better. Let's take a look at Easler. Still best with Alexander, and now Lee Lacy. I'm thinking Lacy's probably going to be my best bet. Nope. We're going to go with Alexander. That drops down to 69% chance. So let's bring in Alexander, switch hitter, to pinch hit for Blyleven. As Blyleven steps in, Alexander comes in, pinch hitting, batting .500 in his plate appearances, but it's only been 2. He's 1 for 2, but with a home run and 2 RBIs. So the one he did stroke was a home run. So Forsch with the delivery. And this time, with the roll of 347, he will not have a home run, as Forsch still pitching well. It's hit to third to Cabell. Cabell fields it. Lots of time. He throws out Alexander easily for out number 1. And that'll bring up Omar Marino, who's 2 for 3 on the day and hitting well. As Forsch brings the pitch, Marino's there. And Marino again getting the good dice roll of 848. Marino steps in. Delivery from Forsch as he brings the windup in the pitch. And it's a liner to right field. Coming up to get it is Puel, but he'll have to play it on the hop. So it's a single for Marino. And again, as Marino is on the base pass, we're going to attempt to steal. Taking the slight lead. And he will get the lead with the roll of 582. And the steal attempt is coming. And again, he breaks for second on the roll of 953. Marino has a good lead. Marino goes, but it's a good throw by Ashby, and Marino is cut down again trying to steal. So no runs, a hit, and nobody left on base for Pittsburgh. And I probably shouldn't be trying to steal, but I'm trying to get something going here. But they're down 5-1 going to the bottom of the 8th, and I need a pitcher. And let's see, who am I going to bring in? Let's look to the bench coach to see who my best option is. Cedeno, the righty, so I'm probably going to bring a right-hander in. Yeah, we'll bring in Enrique Romo. That out chance jumps up to almost 73%. So Enrique Romo will come in. As we make this substitution. And my computer is slow. So Enrique Romo coming in to pitch here in the bottom of the 8th. And Cesar Cedeno stepping to the plate. Due up, Cedeno, Cruz, and Cabell. 3 C's. Here's the pitch from Romo. And he just does get him with that roll of 723. Winds and fires. It's hit to Foley. It's short. On the buttons it toward him. Right at Foley. Line drive out on the L6 to retire Cedeno. And Jose Cruz now will come to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day, but he did reach on a walk. 1 out. Here's the pitch from Romo. Roll of 401. As Romo toes the rubber, brings the pitch. Chopper to second, fielded by Stennett, but he throws it in the dirt, but Willie Stargell with the great nice scoop makes the play for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down as Enos Cabell comes to the plate. Cabell 2 for 3 on the day with a run scored. So up steps Cabell with 2 outs. And the pitch from Romo. The roll of 443, Enos Cabell digs in. Here comes the pitch. Wind up by Romo. It's swung on. Hit to third. Line hard to third, but right there is Garner. He makes the catch for the out. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on the bases as we go to the top of the 9th. And this is the last hurrah for the Pirates as they trail 5-1. Garner stands in to take his turn. He's 0 for 3 on the day as here comes a pitch from Forsch, who's going to look to complete this game. And the roll of 139 is definitely in his favor as Garner steps in, lifted to right field. Puel is there, makes the catch for out number 1. And that'll bring up Dave Parker, who's 1 for 2 on the day with a walk, a run scored, and a stolen base. Here's the pitch to Parker. 6:39 to Dave Parker. Forsch with the delivery. On the way to Parker, it's a hard hit grounder to Craig Reynolds at short. He makes a quick toss to Watson at first for out number 2. And we're down to the last out for the Pirates as Willie pops Stargell, strides to the plate. 1 for 3 on the day. And Forsch looks to just bear down and end this game. Forsch has pitched this entire game, allowing only 1 run, and he has not struck out 1 batter. So he's kept the ball down. They have been not been able to get hits, but that's the way it rolls. As Willie Stargell steps up, here's the dice roll. 220. And folks, that looks like that's going to be our game, barring an error. As the roll of 220, as Willie Stargell steps in, here is the pitch from Forsch. Stargell, tired of waiting, he steps out of the back box, steps back in. Delivery, ground ball to short. Stargell slips coming out of the box. Easy out first, and that is our ball game. It's going to be a 5-1 Houston Astros win over Pittsburgh, as the Pirates just simply couldn't get anything going in this game. Ken Forsch pitches a complete game and takes the win. He went 9 innings, allowed only 1 run, walked 2, and allowed 5 hits. So he takes the win, and Blyleven will take the loss. And that's going to be it for this game. So we're going to exit out of here. I'm going to make this game official as it's loading up. We're going to go back out to the main screen. as it takes a little bit. My computer is overtaxed with some of the games I have on it. And so we're going to go ahead and fast play the day and just look at the scores for the day. As the days are playing out, tick tock, goes the clock. All right, let's take a look at what's happened for the day here on April 21st, 1979. The 1979 Brewers versus the Orioles was a 4-2 Milwaukee win. The winning pitcher, Travers, against Stewart, and the player of the game, Ogilvy, with 1-for-4, home run and 3 RBIs. And I don't think I'm going to read all that for each of these. Let's just look at the scores. Boston takes a 5-0 win over the Royals. The A's get trounced by the Angels 10-0. In the White Sox against the Cleveland Indians, you have an 8-7 win by the Indians. Blue Jays versus the Tigers, 8-4 Blue Jays. The Mariners versus the Twins, that's a 5-4 win for the Mariners. And the matchup between the Texas Rangers and the New York Yankees, it's going to be a 9-3 win by the Rangers. San Diego Padres versus the Atlanta Braves, 7-3 Padres win. Expos against the Cubs, 4-2 Cubs win. Of course, our game, Pirates versus Astros, 5-1 Astros. The Mets and the Phillies, 6-4 win for the Mets. Dodgers, Giants, 6-0 Dodgers. And then the Cincinnati Reds against the St. Louis Cardinals, a 4-2 Cardinals win. And that's today's results. Let's go ahead and take a look at our season overview, what everything is playing out and what the standings are. So in AL East, you have the Red Sox on top, 7 wins, 5 losses, up a game on the New York Yankees and the Tigers and the Orioles. So tight contest in the East. In the AL West, you have the Angels and the Mariners both playing very well at 12-3 and 11-4, with the Mariners 1 game back of the Angels. In the NL East, you have the Montreal Expos up 8 at 8-4, with the Cardinals and the Pirates each a half game back at 8-5. So the Pirates still right in the thick of things. And then in the NL East, the Padres at 11-5, half game up on the 10-5 Reds, and a game up on the 10-6 Dodgers. So that is what we've got going after this early season standings. And we'll just continue to play this game and see how it plays out here in the future. Hope you've enjoyed the game, and we're going to just call it a day now. Have a blessed day. Soli Deo Glory. Thanks for stopping in. And if you liked what you saw, hit the like and share. And subscribe. I could really use your support so I can continue to drop new videos. Hit that notification button and you'll know when each one drops.